Hope you're doing well today. Welcome to another episode of Nostalgic Nick-Nacks. My name is Ryan, and I've got a great topic I want to discuss with you today. Today's topic is all about playing one game at a time. In a world where we have constant exposure, constant stimulation, and our head is just going in a million different directions, how about we focus on one thing at a time, and this includes video gaming. So if you're excited about today's topic, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want more. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So I'm a child from the late 80s, and growing up, I was accustomed and used to only having one or two games at a time I was playing. All the way back to the Super Nintendo with Super Mario World and Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64, I had a great experience really exploring games and all thereabouts, one game at a time. And this was really something that everybody at that time was used to. We didn't know anything different. We jumped into a game because that was probably the only game that we were going to have. Usually for Christmas and birthdays, especially early on, I was only getting maybe 2 or 3 games. Now as things got moved on, thanks to the blessing of my mom and dad for getting many games for me and my sister, especially at Christmas. And we would get maybe 5 or 6 games sometimes for different consoles, sometimes more. And we would have that to play for the next 5 months, 6 months, sometimes a year. And especially with these JRPGs, these big adventures, the big adventure of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, Super Mario 64, Donkey Kong 64, all of these great experiences that you would play and play until you 100%ed it. And even if you did not 100% it, you played it to try to get there, and you might not get there. But you had so much fun playing through that game and enjoying every bit of it because you knew that this was the game that you were going to play for a while, for days and days, months and months on end. Now the other thing that came with playing one game at a time at this point in history is that you could always go out to the stores and rent games. And this was fun because it gave you kind of a demo disc or a demo quality about things of going there and trying out a few games before you were to maybe buy it at birthday or Christmas. Maybe ask mom and dad, hey, could I get this game? And this was something that was very useful at the time because we didn't have YouTube, we didn't have any kind of way of getting game reviews except for Nintendo Power. By the way, if you haven't seen my Nintendo Power series, I've done a couple of episodes now where I just look through Nintendo Power, enjoy every bit of the advertising because there was some great advertising in those magazines, and just look at what was being talked about in the 90s and the 2000s with Nintendo. So renting games was a great way to try out things. But when games were purchased, you stuck with them. You really gave it everything you got. I remember specifically my sister playing through Final Fantasy VII, and we knew every bit of that game as we went through it for about 5-6 months. And there's nothing like the great nostalgia that I have for Final Fantasy VII, for example, because really we spent a whole lot of time with it. Yeah, that goes for other games as well, like Chrono Trigger, and even games like Legend of Legaia or Legend of Dragoon, Suikoden, the Suikoden games, the Lunar games. All these games are coming to my head as I'm talking about this because I really was invested. And the problem with games now is that we have so many games, millions of video games being released every day. Now, granted, a lot of these games are not really worth it, and they're not as quality as games back then. But there are a lot of great quality games. But what you lose is that you can't have the same audience retention as you did back then with these games that were put out, and you played them for months and months on end. In today's world, playing one game at a time is something that a lot of people don't do. They get bored very easily. They drop out of it. They don't finish the game. It gets boring, they just quit and move on. If it gets hard, they just quit and move on. I'm here to remind you and to encourage you to narrow down your game selections. Don't think about the next game that's coming out. Think about what you need to accomplish. Set a goal down that you're going to finish this game, and don't put stressful boundaries on it, like I'm going to finish it by the end of the month. Don't go at it with that approach. Really think about it as something that you're going to complete, but it doesn't necessarily have to be on a time frame. For example, I played Suikoden 1 recently, and I've been playing this game for about... I've been playing Suikoden 1, there it is. I've been playing it ever since March when I got the Suikoden 1 and 2 Remaster Collection. And when I found that when I settled into that game and really became enveloped in what it was doing and what it was providing, and the experience and the story and the characters, so many characters, that I wanted to come back to it every time. And I knew it was already loaded up on my Switch, ready to go, and that made it so much fun to just jump back into it. And it's just like reading a book one at a time, or watching a TV show or a movie all the way through and enjoying that experience. And I think that's what's lost in today's world. Really focusing on something and finishing it. That is what's lost today. And I hope that more people are exploring that this is a possibility. You can explore something to in the detail of it and really invest yourself in it till you finish it. I think that's a lost art. It needs to be found again, because these great game experiences that I have had in the past year, where I've only finished maybe 4 or 5 games in a year, 2 or 3 games, I really enjoy those games, and I remember all of the characters, and I remember what the story was about. And if I'm just rushing through a game and trying to finish it, I can't have that same experience. I can't have that same experience if I'm playing 10 different games at the same time. Now, having said all of this, I think it's very important, especially if you're playing a long 40-hour, 60-hour, 100-hour JRPG, that maybe sometimes you need a palate cleanser. And at this point, it's important to have something very different from that game experience. For example, when I was playing Suikoden, I would put this game down every now and then. And recently I've been playing Mario Kart World, and maybe I'll play a platformer or something like The Messenger, which I just started, and that gives my brain, that engages my brain in a different way. And that's very important too. But stick with that for a little while, and then maybe go back to the main project. So that's kind of a side thing. Go back to the main story. Don't spend too much time in that side thing. Come back to the main story, because you might forget what happened. So again, the main things from this video I want you to take away. Number 1, start and play one game at a time till you finish it. Number 2, don't be overstimulated with all kinds of things. And remember that we need to focus on one thing at a time. Number 3, it's important to have sometimes a palate cleanser and play something very different from what you're playing. Move to that and then go back to the main thing. Number 4, if you are enjoying what you're experiencing, Don't let anything distract you from that. Focus on that one thing. Have a laser focus on it, and it will reward you with the time that you invested in it. Number 5, don't follow the trends. Stay away from the trends. Only invest time in things that you really want to play. Who cares if you're playing something that came out 10 years ago? I was playing Ni no Kuni a couple of months ago, and I really enjoyed it, and that game came out in like 2013. This year, I've only gotten a couple of new games which I absolutely adore and am still playing through. I got the Lunar Collection and I got the Suikoden Collection. These are games from my childhood that I am super nostalgic about, and I enjoy every moment. I really soak it in because I know that this is going to be a great experience. And I know that these games are going to take me a long time to get through. I just don't try to get through them to be popular. I go through them at my own pacing, and I'm not going to chase after every new thing out there. I really give it consideration before I buy something. Your wallet will thank you, and your brain will thank you on this one. Enjoy what you enjoy, and don't let anybody else tell you what you should enjoy or that you don't have the latest and greatest, because you will get to it at some point. Hey, and maybe you don't need to get to it, and that's okay. You don't need to play every game that's out there. Be comfortable with what you like and enjoy what you like. A couple of other points I want to make in this video is take time out to enjoy other things in life. Remember, gaming is not the most important thing. And don't watch TV while you're playing a game. There's nothing that your brain is going to gain from watching that TV show and playing the game at the same time. You cannot really comprehend both things that are happening. The multitasking is just not working with this one. So trust me, stick with one thing at a time and your brain will thank you. Okay, so that's just about all I have to say in today's video. I hope you enjoyed this discussion. Please let me know down below, what do you think? Do you play more than one game at a time? What is your strategy when it comes to consuming media? Do you take a step back and only play one thing at a time? Watch one thing, read one thing at a time? Or are you doing multiple things at a time? And how's that working for you? I appreciate all of you for watching. If you enjoyed this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've got lots of things I'm thinking about as far as discussion topics go for the future. I pray that you have a fantastic day. Make sure to focus on one thing at a time. And until next time, happy gaming.